KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader when the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Already know that a relationship with a narcissist follows three very distinct phases. There is the idealization or love bombing phase, and then there is the devaluation phase, and then finally the discard. But some relationships with narcissists have a fourth phase, and that phase is what we call the Hoover. And that is when they suck you back into their drama and essentially repeat the entire cycle over again. And some narcissists will do this until you finally tap out. And unfortunately, each time you fall for it, it takes a little bit more away from your self-esteem and sense of self-worth. You can get it back, but it becomes more and more difficult the deeper you go into these relationships. So if you are in this place, if you have been discarded, please do reconsider accepting that Hoover. And the best bit of advice I have for you today is to never, ever give someone the chance to destroy you twice. Follow for more reels.
Wow. So let me just say this, the voice of reason. I've been on it for a couple of weeks now. Really unpacking this whole narcissism movement. And this is the final episode in that series for a while. I think we've gotten a pretty good understanding of the layers. And of course, there's more. I mean, I would suggest that everybody goes out and get the book by Ross Rosenberg, The Human Magnet. That's a great book. I would suggest that everybody subscribe to Dr. Ramani's YouTube channel. That is a good resource as well. And then the brother who has the dreads, I forgot his name. I'm going to make sure I mention him throughout the show. Lee Hammock. Yes, that's his name. Lee Hammock. He is a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and he's been going to therapy for 6 years, and he classifies himself as a self-aware narcissist. A lot of resources available, books, clinicians, narcissists themselves, lots and lots of resources available. Tonight we're going to cover something that I think is a very this one's a big deal. All right, hoovering. Now, this particular term was created, using the Hoover vacuum cleaner, right? The hoovering, sometimes called narcissistic hoovering. This is a manipulative tactic used to lure or suck a person back into a relationship they're withdrawing from or stepping away from. It's a way of reasserting power and control and perpetuating a cycle of abuse. Now remember, the narcissistic cycle first is to love bomb you, then is to devalue you, devalue you, and then they discard you, right, when they find another source of supply. So on tonight's topic, we definitely want to get into what it is and what it isn't. Now, in the realm of narcissistic relationships, the phenomenon of hoovering emerges as a potent weapon wielded by manipulative individuals to draw their targets back into a web of emotional chaos and turmoil. Stop. Breadcrumbing is hoovering. Telling you things that, you've always wanted to hear from them, but then no intention on delivering it. No intention whatsoever on delivering it. That is a Hoover move. You get your hopes up because you think, oh, finally, they're acknowledging my worth, or they're acknowledging by giving me something that I want. And then ultimately they never deliver on that. That is a Hoover tactic. As individuals navigate the treacherous waters of hoovering, they find themselves at the mercy of seductive tactics and insidious maneuvers designed to ensnare and entrap. On tonight's topic, we're going to delve into the depths of hoovering, exploring its nuanced dynamics through the lens again of Dr. Ross Rosenberg's Human Magnet book, as well as Dr. Ramani's expertise. Now, you already know I got questions. Have you been hoovered? Can I tell you what tonight's topic is? Are you ready? I think I already did, but can I tell you what I named it? Have you ever been swallowed? Have you ever been swallowed? Because hoovering swallows you up. You've been breadcrumbed for so long. Empty promises. I'm going to do it. Yeah. I'm open to it. Yeah. I'm down with it. Yeah, let's do it. And they never do it. They say they're going to do it, but then they never do it. That's a type of hoovering, right? And you have to understand, the narcissist has a toolbox full of manipulative skills, right? To make you feel bad, to make you feel less than what you are, to make you feel less than what you're worth, right? They got a lot of skills. A lot of people don't know that, and really they're unaware because they didn't know that people actually do this to other people. What are some examples of hoovering? How do you tell if you're being hoovered? What triggers a narcissist to hoover? What stops a narcissist from hoovering? How long do narcissists hoover? It's really simple. They hoover until they get another source of supply. See, a narcissist feels good when they've destroyed you. When they can walk away from you feeling this ego boost of, you'll never find another person better than me. No one's going to love you like me, right? If they can walk away feeling that is the ultimate send-off for a narcissist. You know, all my exes still love me. All my exes still want me. That is, you understand what I'm saying? This is heavy stuff tonight, right? And usually they'll stop hoovering when they've got a new supply that they can focus on. You got to understand, this is psychological vampirism, right? That's after doing all of this research over the past month, this is psychological vampirism. You know, in the realm of emotionally abusive dynamics, how does hoovering manifest as a manipulative tactic employed by narcissists? Have you ever experienced the subtle yet insidious effects of hoovering, where a narcissist attempts to suck you back into their emotionally chaotic web? Have you ever experienced these things? I want to know. On tonight's VOR, we're going to cover it. We're going to get deep into it. And you already know, this is a caller-driven show. We want LA to show up and show out. Talk to us tonight. The phone line is 1-800-920-1580. The VOR, ready to cook with the rarest grease. Everybody get in here. Let's talk about it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You want some more? More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Now here's what I want you all to do for me.
Bang! Caught you looking for the same thing. It's a new thing. Check out this I bring. The roll below the level, cause I'm living low next to the base. Come on! Turn up the radio. They're claiming I'm a criminal. But now I wonder how. Some people never know. The enemy could be the Frank Guardian. I'm now a hooligan. I rock the party and clear all the madness. I'm not a racist. Preach to teach the all.
Cause some they never had this.
Number one, never wanna run about the gun. I wasn't licensed to have one. The minute they see me, fear me. I'm the epitome, a public enemy. Used, abused without clues. I refuse to blow a fuse. They even had it on the news.
Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype.
Yes, was the start of my last jam. So here it is again.
So why do narcissists hoover? And one reason is for supply. A narcissistic supply is anything that feeds that narcissist's false self, that feeds into the image that they're telling themselves, that grandiose, perfect image. And they actually really do need that, because if they don't have that supply, if they don't have that external validation, they're going to be forced to actually look within. They're going to be forced to face the fact that that's actually not reality. And that's very painful for a narcissist. Maybe you broke up minutes ago and the narcissist is sitting next to you, swiping left and right because they're on to the next that quickly. And who does that? But the answer is a narcissist does that, because that is how desperate for supply they are. They don't care what you think of them. All that matters is that supply and that they get it immediately.
Wow. Listen, we've been doing this for a couple of weeks. You need to understand, because the narcissist has an image to maintain, they have mastered victimhood. What? Wait a minute, Zoe. How did that connect? Yes. The narcissist can never look wrong. They can never look like they've done something wrong. They have an image to protect. And from their perspective, everything they do is all wise, right, and exact. So this is why they want to control the narrative. This is why you don't get an apology, or at least a sincere one. This is why they don't accept co-creation of a negative situation with you. It's very easy for them to flip it and say, yo, you shouldn't have went through my phone, right? Damn what you found in the phone. You disrespected my boundaries. Then give me my phone. Get the phone back. Delete what you saw. Give it back to you and say, what are you talking about? There's nothing in my phone that incriminates me whatsoever. No, wait a minute. I just saw your phone. I went through your phone and I saw everything I needed to see. Look at the phone. You look at the phone again, everything's deleted. But you just took the phone and deleted it. No, I did not. Gaslighting, right? Gaslighting. Say things, do things, and then say they didn't say those things or do those things. Why? Because they are heavily invested in maintaining a narrative, right? Maintaining a narrative, right? It's a great narcissistic injury when you tell your truth. When you stand up and say, nah, this is from my perspective, and this is what happened to me. This is how I experience you. This is what you've done to me. This is what you've said to me. What are you talking about? You're crazy. You're off. Your perspective is off. Yeah, they're invested in these things, right? And the madder you get, the more frustrated and disappointed you get, That's a source of supply, right? So you got to remember, a narcissist is always on the lookout for sources of supply. So even in good times with you, they still making friends. They're still making connections because everybody they see, just like a vampire, is a source of sustenance. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it put quite like that, but that's what it is. We've talked about how they are created. We talked about, the SLDD parent, along with maybe a narcissistic parent. The parent could be grandiose narcissistic, or the parent could be covert narcissistic, or it could be a single parent. But again, the quality of the mama you got determines your mindset and what you're going to carry, your psyche, and what you're going to carry into your adult relationships. And this is how narcissists are created. Now, we talked about how there is a division. Not everybody with narcissistic tendencies can be classified as someone who has NPD. A sister reached out to me earlier today and asked, can a narcissist be healed? That's a tough question, right? From my research, no. But they can become self-aware because many narcissists are doing this in a state of self-unconsciousness. They are totally unaware, of what they do or how they are, right? I need y'all to hear this work tonight. In the realm of narcissistic relationships, the phenomenon of hoovering emerges as a potent weapon wielded by manipulative individuals to draw their targets back into a web of emotional chaos and turmoil. Do you see? For many narcissists, chaos and turmoil, that's part of the supply they need, right? The cycle of hoovering and discard perpetuates a vicious cycle of power dynamics and control exerted by the narcissist in toxic relationships. The ebb and flow, you've heard it mentioned as hot and cold. Give you a little love, give you a little attention, then pull it all back. Give you a little bit more, then pull it all back, right? This ebb and flow dynamic, this hot and cold, right? This is ill. Like, a lot of people do this. And it's, a lot of people have experienced this. A lot of people have been emotionally damaged by this. The ebb and flow of reconciliation and rejection serve as tools for the narcissist to maintain dominance and manipulation, tipping or trapping their targets in a web of emotional turmoil and confusion. Traditional notions of reconciliation and forgiveness are challenged in the face of hoovering, forcing individuals to confront the harsh reality of manipulation and coercion inherent in the narcissistic relationship. Now, I want to know from you guys, has someone ever hoovered you? Right? Because the emotional and psychological toll of hoovering is profound. It will leave individuals grappling with feelings of self-doubt, guilt, and confusion. The manipulation tactics employed by narcissists erodes the sense of self-worth and identity, leaving many people vulnerable and exposed to further exploitation. By maintaining a sense of self-worth and identity, individuals might be able to navigate the complexities of hoovering, but they might be able to reclaim some sense of agency and autonomy in the face of emotional manipulation. It's very difficult to do so. So have you experienced it? Or better yet, have you done it? See, I believe some of this narcissist talk, we have a lot of these traits. Many of us have a lot of these traits. I don't think any human being has escaped from it. Least of all me. I'm sure I have. I know I have several narcissistic traits. Do you? Are you willing to be open enough to share yours? What are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? 1-800-920-1580. We're going to fly over to Tampa, Florida, and talk to Leela. Leela, get in here.
Okay. So, first I want to start with the definition of narcissist. A person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. You know how we talk about self-talk. You are good, you are godly, you are in the image and the likeness of God, you are this, you are the creator, you are so on and so forth. Could it be hypnosis too? Because if you look up the terms of self-fulfilling prophecy, then you will rather speak into your own life and tell yourself that you are good because you have many more haters to kick you in your butt than for you to kick yourself in your butt. But it's not a good thing when it isolates you from everyone else and you, one person in a room of 1,000 dying, and everyone feel like you are the only person that can save you, and they are useless. So a narcissist can be hypnotized from early age by their parents, their guardians, their society.
Wait,
and
wait, Leela, you cooking right now. Hold tight. When we come forward, we going to go back to Tampa, Florida, because I think Leela is on to something.
To the Pope and pray it ain't dope. The follower of Farrakhan. Don't tell me that you understand until you hear the man. Don't book up the new school rap game. Writers treat me like Coltrane, insane. Yes to them, but to me, I'm a different kind. We're brothers on the same mind, unblind, caught in the middle and not surrendering. I don't rhyme for the sake of riddling.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New Orleans City Council still plans to consider eviction proceedings against Mayor LaToya Cantrell. Cantrell's office issued a statement saying she has not been to the apartment in question since last August. The statement says it's unreasonable to proceed with eviction when the French Quarter apartment has no tenant. Cantrell, who was black, is out of town to attend a leadership conference in Washington. The Baltimore Board of Estimate has delayed voting on a proposal to sell city-owned vacant properties for $1. The vote was delayed after Council President Nick Mosby had objections to it. Mosby, who is black, criticized Mayor Brandon Scott's plan, which he says fails to clearly outline the guardrails that will be in place to make sure city residents are given first rights to buy the properties. The decision will now be scheduled for the March 20th meeting of the council. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
LADWP is proud to partner with KBLA to share with you how to start the new year without bill worries. We're here to help if you're behind on your bill or need help staying current. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to set predictable monthly payments throughout the year, including for past due amounts. You can also check out the special extended pay arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. If you're a senior or income qualified, you may be eligible for Easy Save to receive discounts and also qualify for free and discounted energy and water saving devices. You can get up to $15,000 for past due water and or sewer bills and up to $3,000 for electric bills. But you gotta act fast. Funding is limited. You can reduce your past due bills and kick off the year right, because here at LADWP, we're here to help. Visit ladwp.com/cares today and find out more.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580, where climate is king. Climate is king.
That was another way. I would smoke once an hour. That didn't work either. All that would happen at some point of the day, I would end up doubling up. Other ways that I tried to quit was I stopped buying cigarettes totally. But if I took 3 puffs off of 15 friends, those didn't count because they weren't my cigarettes and they weren't full cigarettes. I went through a lot.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Paid for by government.com. Did you know? The United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time. Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen. I'll call so. Look at me, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy, what's the time zone difference? Don't make it more easy. Oh, so I figured I'd call in early. Turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So just lay back your mind. Someday, everybody tuning in to soul. Cause he has a reason, yeah.
If you want to talk about people with narcissistic traits, they are all treatable. Normal talk therapy will deal with narcissistic traits. As long as the person wants to go and they can bother their ass to pay and occasionally cry in front of a therapist, they'll be fine. The same way we all will. Narcissistic traits and narcissistic personality disorder are two different planets. When you're trying to decipher the communication of narcissistic abuse, look for the no. Look for the no. Look for the big denial. I, the child, believe wrongly that I'm safe inside of this shell. It keeps data out. These are people who are literally working their asses off to keep reality at bay. So when you sweet and innocently say, can't I go to therapy with them? Can't we figure this out? Like, how? They're not interested. You're trying to have adult-to-adult conversations that they're not capable of.
Wow. Wow. Yay. So do you see the difference? He's creating a distinction here. Narcissistic traits. We can go to therapy. We can talk about it. We can work it out. We can raise our level of self-awareness, right? And we can say, oh, wow, I do that. Oh, wow, that did come from my childhood. Oh, wow, yeah. You know, we can work through it. Narcissistic traits. But NPD is a mental disorder. You know, it's in the DSM-5, and it explains, you know, it's a mental disorder. And I think in terms, because people are asking, can you heal narcissism? And I think in terms of just outright healing it, I don't think so from a clinical, from a psychological perspective. Now, if you get me on my spirit talk, I think anything can be healed. And you know what I'm starting to realize? A lot of people really don't believe on the spirit side that way. They really don't, right? They really don't. And because they don't, this is why it's so easy to end things, right? For many people, ending is actually resolution for many people, right? Just listen to what I'm about to say. See, many people think something new is the phoenix, but you don't understand. The phoenix comes out of the ashes of the old, but it's still the phoenix. It's the same being. It's the same entity. We don't really know how to rebirth things in our lives. We know how to start new things, but we don't know how to heal pre-existing things. Dr. Ramani says it's a personality type more so than a disorder. But it's still in the DSM-5 as a disorder. And you could say it's a personality type. I would agree with that too. We've got Leela on the phone from Tampa, Florida. Please give me your final thoughts, young lady, on tonight's topic.
Okay. Affirmations of good thoughts about self versus negative thoughts. And also other people speaking into your life, saying you're not going to be nothing, you're going to be poor, you're going to be this, you're going to be that, versus the person saying, what are you optimistic about instead of self-pessimism? So narcissistic can be good and bad, anything on a gradient scale. And if not moderated, modified, can lead to good or bad. So it's some things that you have to tell yourself. It's just like I hate to drop names, but Beyonce song when she did the Pretty Hurts. And the man said, what is your aspirations in life? Why do everybody say be you? If when you a child and everybody else tell you, oh, you trying to act like your friends, or you doing this, you beautiful as you are, be you. So that's a part of hypnosis, coming up with parents and with individuals, society, norms, and civilization telling you that you are a god, you are a queen, you are above all, you are made in the image and likeness of God. Lean not on thy own understanding. So if you're not leaning on thy own understanding, you're leaning on somebody else telling you that you're perfect. Instead of that, ain't nothing.
I hear what you're saying, Leela. I hear what you're saying. And guess what you just did?
Brought Tampa.
Yes, you brought Tampa, Florida in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I think it's difficult to ask the person that might be growing up in that kind of environment to engage in positive self-talk. I can understand, the point she was making about how positive self-talk and negative self-talk are kind of like this. She was saying affirmations. They're kind of like these words we could say to each other to kind of hypnotize ourselves into believing that we're greater, more than. But you have to distinguish narcissism from that. A narcissist really has a deep shame wound, right? They have a deep shame wound. So a lot of their posturing and, grandiosity is really rooted in they really are insecure. And they don't feel that they're enough. They don't feel that they're really worthy. So what they do is they project outward, this greatness, this unassailability. But the reality of it is they're very small and weak on the inside. And this is why manipulation and control tactics are so important to them. And the reason why is because if I can control you, then, I can experience power through you. Very fragile egos, of course. Yes, indeed. I can experience what I really wish I was through manipulation. So I'm going to manipulate you. I'm going to control you. I'm going to lie to you. I'm going to gaslight you. Again, if you with somebody who says they've never lied to you, and then when you ask them, have you ever lied to me? And they make a distinction. Oh, I lied about little things, or nothing really significant, right? You're not dealing with somebody that's really truthful, because the reality of it is, for most people, and I'm not talking about pathological liars. We covered that. I'm talking about, compulsive liars, right? Most people are lying to protect themselves. And when you're insecure, many lies are going to come out of your mouth because you're always in protective mode. We've got callers on the line. Do I got time? Okay, when I come forward, I'm going to go back to the callers. We're having a great conversation about hoovering. The term hoovering is derived from the Hoover vacuum cleaner. Did you know that? As it symbolizes the narcissist's attempt to suck their victims back into their lives. Someone who hoovers will engage in love bombing, gift giving, gaslighting, or guilt tripping, among other manipulative strategies. When we come forward, more from the VOR.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Have you fallen behind on your water and power bill? LADWP has made paying your past due bills even easier. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to get set monthly bills that include past due amounts. Or check out the special extended payment arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. Visit ladwp.com/cares and sign up today. That's ladwp.com/cares.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. Visit jpmorganchase.com/racial equity and get the tools to help reach your financial goals.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
My spirit saying keep the faith. My lyrics say give them hell. My fears saying I need a break. The foot I put on his neck saying keep the pace. Smile say I'm good, but stomach say I ain't eating days. Mom saying dream bigger, son, you need a lake. Pop saying save your penny, son, you need a place. My friends saying keep it pimpin' blood, you need a race. My fam starting this tradition now of being safe. My ex picking now to tell me how she want a space. She be stressed if I ain't text her every couple days. She ain't special, ain't no pressure when you run the game. Another extra in my section when I'm up at Dre's. Talk to me nicely, walk through is pricey. Till my mom's in the hills and Lil bro them icy. Jesus hand on the wheel, it feels like a vice grip. If I ain't
Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to KBLA's own Miles. Hey man, I didn't know Miles was cooking like this. Miles is one of our engineers here, and this is some of his music. Andy, what is the name of this record, my friend? We had to, listen, we have to support our own, man, and I wanted to give Miles a little shine tonight. What's the name of the record?
Shout out to the homie Miles Lowe. The name of that record was called AFC North, Norf, North.
I love it. 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 Good job, Miles. Man, I didn't know he had it. I didn't know he had it, but hey.
He does have a battle rap video on YouTube that's like over 1 million views.
Really?
Check it out.
All right, we got to check him out. We got to check him out. So please understand stages of narcissistic abuse cycles, right? You have the idealization stage where you're the bee's knees. They love everything about you. You know, God sent you to them, right? Right? This is also known as the appreciation stage, and it is typically characterized by love bombing, right? Then after you get out of the idealization stage, you shift into the devaluation stage. The devaluation stage, also known as the depreciation stage, that comes next. And this often starts slowly. The narcissist will start dropping subtle hints that you've done something wrong, that you've forgotten something important, or that you've hurt their feelings, and you know, you'll start to feel insecure, especially if you're really bonded and connected to this person. And some of the indicators that you're in the devaluation stage is passive aggressiveness, backhanded compliments, excuses for poor behavior, subtle criticism, stonewalling. That's a big one. Mind games that may start off, or may seem, harmless in the beginning. You might get some name calling. You might be put in no-win situations. And then you'll start to see this lack of empathy and lack of validation. There will be comparisons to others. And then ultimately there will be some ridicule and humiliation. The narcissist will accuse you of things that you didn't do and keep pressuring you until you wonder whether you actually did it or not. This is classic gaslighting. And it's and then you hit another stage, the repetition stage, right? This is the devaluation stage. Well, when you leave the devaluation stage, you might feel depressed, anxious, confused, and scared of losing your relationship with the narcissist. You might even try harder to make it work, right? And then finally, you get to this stage called the discard stage. After you've been blamed for everything that went wrong in the relationship, after you've been devalued, everything is your fault. If you would have just changed, if you would have just did this, if you would have acknowledged that, if you would have, it's heavy, man. Right? If you would have just did everything opposite of the way you did it, we would be good. But now you reach this stage called the discard stage. The discard stage can play out in a few different ways. The narcissist might decide that they're done with you and that they have no further use for you. The rejection is typically swift and brutal. Or you might wake up and realize that this partner, friend, employer, or acquaintance isn't healthy for you, and you try to leave the situation. The narcissist might start love bombing again, back to the top of the cycle. The cycle of idealization, devaluation, and discard will repeat itself until you finally break free. Again, this is a whole cycle. And then even after the discard phase, because normally they'll give you 3 steps. But then after the discard phase, you're going to get hit potentially with the 4th step, which is tonight, hoovering. Attempts to try to suck you back in, usually via breadcrumbing, And it's heavy. It's heavy. If somebody has learned to survive this way, via manipulation, via what I call psychological vampirism, if they've learned to survive this way, they're just going to keep looking for source after source after source after source. And again, they've learned how to mimic empathy. They've learned how to master the positionality of victimhood. You're not going to get an apology. They're not going to acknowledge that they did anything really, substantively wrong to you. You might get a superficial apology. You won't get specifics. They're very secretive. It's a crazy dynamic that you're dealing with because they have an image to protect, as we stated from the beginning. We have a caller on the line who I feel is going to add some great context to what we're saying tonight. Attila from Houston, Texas, get in here.
Uncle Joe, I wasn't expecting it to do that fast. Okay.
You right here. You right here. I was just breaking down some do's and don'ts, some tips or whatnot.
Oh, I was listening, man. I was listening. So I was saying in the chat, a lot of what you're describing, I experienced a lot of this growing up. And it's to the point for me where I'm like, if I'm going home, it's because I have to. And I know my family might hear this, so don't act shocked. But look. But let me just say, though, in all the tactics and the terminology we're using and talking about, at the end of the day, these things are attacked. You're being attacked with these things for a reason. And if you weren't a threat to the self that these narcs hide, it wouldn't be happening. You'd be a flying monkey. And so I think that it's really important to remember and hold on to the power that you hold within yourself, because that's really the only thing that's going to get you through it. I think I said something, what did I say earlier? I can't remember exactly what I said, but essentially, man, like when we're talking about hoovering, you know, that to me, that is them either using one or two things against you. It's either your own white knight syndrome that you hold, or it's your desire to be desired by them. And both of those are really dangerous. And so if you're some white knight, if you're someone who...
you just hit something big. This is big. We run away from normal toxic people. And when I say toxic, we use this term loosely, right? Everybody got baggage, everybody got issues. You're going to have to deal with something. So when we talk about somebody that's narcissistic, this is a mental disorder, personality trait, right? We're dealing with like something really heavy, right? So you get people who might not be, clinically diagnosed as, someone who suffers from narcissism. But that still doesn't guarantee a person will not run away from you when the human side of you shows up in the relationship. Do you see what I'm saying?
I mean, you have to be comfortable with that, though.
Yeah, but see,
like, okay.
Narcissism is on the far end. Somebody's got a personality issue, a mental disorder, right? That's on the far end of the spectrum, right? But if we're just dealing with regular people, so many people are dissatisfied with the regular people in their lives. People who got regular issues. So many people will run away from them thinking that they're running away from the work. Stay with me, Attila, when we come forward. Hour number 2 of the VOR.
This morning I set the record straight. Full circle, had to set the pace. Our moms never root for second place. Authentic, check the dates. We Vegas kids show up extra late. The top tier in my section came a long way from section 8. Like how much longer will my method take? If I'm a goner, then my GPS is heaven gates. I'm getting stronger, how much armor can my weapon break? I'm Vince Carter, put my arm in a collection plate. A big risk, I had to take it and go make it happen. Reinvest and get a greater backing. Time's ticking, niggas waiting on the main attractions. I ain't thinking this a chain reaction. That's why I count up my bad days, combat my past ways, cause sometimes my pride just won't leave me alone.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New Orleans City Council